California for the Planet Peace Project. The reason I'm showing you this in the thumbnail is because it reminds me of my 5 cats. And I am making this this video today as a love letter to the people who are helping me find and retrieve my cats. My cats were taken in essentially an illegal action, and then other forms of corruption ensued, and I am now triumphing, I should hope, over all of that and getting my cats back very soon. But what I want to say is that there are good cops, and there are decent judges, and there are really fine. I know people in the Federal Bureau of Investigation who would lay down their life for you if you are a decent person. And one of the people who isn't a criminal, and one of the people they don't have to investigate, which probably must seem like you're on their short list compared to the long one of criminals and corruption, corrupt people and individuals in collusion with criminality. And then there's the bought and paid for types. There's the sucker punch types. There are people who inherently involved in criminal actions and would never go in that direction given their own, inclinations. They get bribed. They get threatened. The sucker punch is to get threatened and then bribed, because there are 2 types of rewards. You don't have to live through the reality of whatever was being threatened, and you get paid as well. And there are people I know personally who have talked about the so-called dilemma of that, and I tell them, you're an immortal soul. Everybody makes it out of life alive. And so no matter what you think you're enduring now with your threats and your bribes and so forth, you're going to have to face your creator at some point. And you're going to go you're going to want to go with as clean a hands as you can, and as clear a face, as clear a countenance, and as clean a hands as you can get when you go before the creator, because the creator knows all and sees all. You cannot hide. You absolutely cannot hide or get away with anything at all when you face the golden light of eternal love, and when you have to only in your immortal soul. This whole thing about thinking that it's okay to become a criminal because you've been threatened into being one is a shame, because only, I repeat, only, when we all stand up, and look, I'm in a wheelchair. I can't stand up at all. But I stand up for my own dignity, my own honor, my own morality, and innocence, and complete lack of criminality, more than the vast majority of people that I have encountered, particularly in California. We have it as a right and as a duty to ourselves, our friends, our families, our communities, and our world to be the best that we can be. And that means to deny the seduction, the tempts, and the threats to become corrupt and criminal. I have talked to DEA agents, drug enforcement agents, who talk about how they are especially tempted because in particularly in undercover work, well, they have to go in and live that life, and they have to do the drugs in order to, convince people that they're not undercover law enforcement, and they get chemically addicted to the same thing that they're trying to get away from other people. And so, ironically, DEA agents sometimes need drug and alcohol counseling because they become subject to that same syndrome of brain chemistry addiction that the criminals they're trying to arrest have succumbed to. I find this whole thing very challenging, primarily because I have been battling human trafficking in Southern California and, in fact, the world for well over a decade now. I inadvertently heard someone talking about knowing where some children were being held captive in Hawaii, and that was on Christmas Day in 2006. So by January of 2007, I had gotten quite the education about, clue about. I didn't, was not by any means an expert on the subject, but I'm an expert now. And this whole thing about people selling other people into slavery for lust, greed, and profit is truly one of the most shameful things that human beings can do to other human beings. And I'd like to see it end. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. And I know for sure because while in my pursuit of the arrest, conviction, and imprisonment human traffickers in Southern California, some of the most fantastic people in sheriff's departments, in the DEA, in NCIS, because some of these people are military or retired military. I have met some of the most extraordinary human beings I've ever met in my entire life at the Federal Bureau of Investigation, at the Los Angeles Police Department, and in San Diego as well. Local, county, state, federal law enforcement agents, if they are honorable, decent, are some of the most courageous and profoundly beautiful people you will ever encounter. Now, you know who you are. A few of you will see this because you follow me on Facebook or my YouTube channel, The Planet Peace Project. So if you're one of the good ones, if you're one of the law enforcement people who has refused to the threats and refused to take the bribes and refused to sacrifice your dignity and your honor and your own morality because you went into law enforcement for all the right reasons, why you stay, I want you to know that I really deeply, profoundly respect and love you. And with every day of my own life, I will continue to honor our friendship, your beauty, our mutual dignity. And I will help you in every way within my power to help you free the slaves. This is Nancy Love, live from Southern California for the Planet Peace Project.